Hey y'all, welcome back to the Mace Family Homestead. Today, we're gonna be doing another celebration of summer. We're gonna be doing some smoked pulled pork. All we need for this is just a lot of love and a lot of time. So let's go ahead and get started and I'll share this recipe with you. All right, what we have here is we have two bone-in pork butts. I like to use the bone-in because the bone does provide a lot more flavor. I very rarely trim a lot of the fat off on the underside because as the fat renders down, it just keeps this stuff really juicy. Here we have our dry rub mixture, which in here is a 1/4 cup of what I did. I doubled this, so I'm gonna give you the single recipe if you're just gonna do one. But in here is a 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar, 1/2 cup of white sugar, a 1/2 cup of paprika, a 1/3 cup of garlic salt, a 1/3 cup of kosher salt, a tablespoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of oregano, and a teaspoon of cumin, and a teaspoon of black pepper. If you want to add cayenne to this, that's up to you. I know a lot of people that eat this stuff here, they just don't want it spicy, and I always give them that choice if they want to spice it up themselves. So now we're going to go ahead and make an injection mixture so that we can make sure that these things have good flavor on the inside also. All right, so what we have here is I pre-made some injection that we're going to put in here. This is 3/4 cup of apple juice. We've got a 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. We have a 1/2 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of salt, and 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. What I do is I just put it into a pot and then I heat it up and then mix it all up and then I put it into a bowl and save it so that when I'm ready to do this, it's ready to go. So all I've done so far, as I've said, is I've just washed these things down. Let me grab some gloves and the mustard, because that's what we're gonna need for everything here. Okay, we got our injector. We're gonna go ahead and start injecting this pork so that we can get it in deep. And we want that flavor inside of this pork. Just remember this, meat is not a sponge, especially when it's raw like this. It's not gonna absorb a lot of the flavor that you think it would. So we're just gonna inject it until it starts to run out a little bit. But we do wanna make sure that as it's cooking, as it's rendering down the fat and the connective tissue in here, that we give ourselves the ability and the chance to have some of this flavor inside here. So that's the bone, just a little bit on top of the bone. Okay. So we're done with our injection. And now what we'll do is we're going to take some mustard and slather this thing down so that the dry rub can hold a little bit better. We want it to be able to give ourselves, again, the opportunity for that flavor to really stick from that rub. And as you can tell here on the fat side, I didn't cut very much off, just a little bit. But other than that, I leave it alone. We're gonna move this over and prepare our work surface for our saran wrap so that we can wrap these up and just allow them to sit overnight and get ready to smoke them early in the morning. So now that we've kind of cleaned up our work surface, what I'm gonna do is just lay down layers of saran wrap so that we can ensure that this pork can be wrapped up, kind of mummified, until we get ready to put it on the smoker. Okay, we got our dry rub ready. We're gonna take our pork, set it here, and just liberally apply this dry rub all over this thing. We've got extra, and that's why we make extra, because we want to make sure that this whole thing is covered. Okay, we're just going to do this again for the other one, and then we'll bring you back when we're ready to put these on the smoker. Okay, as you can see, these things are all mummified. I do really mummify them, get them all wrapped up in saran wrap. This way we ensure that we get some best flavor. Again, meat is not, some people say meat isn't a sponge. It's only going to absorb so deep into the top layer of the meat, the flavor, so that's why we inject it. We're going to go ahead and allow these to sit. It is currently 12 o'clock, and we're going to get ready to allow these to sit for about 2 to 3 hours, and then we're going to take them out and start them on the smoker. All right, y'all, it's the next morning. We had power outages last night, so I didn't put them on. I didn't want the porks to be on the smoker and then have them go be damaged. Me, Vander, and Cooper are out here. We're going to get these things going and get them on the smoker. Now I have a smoker, and if you don't have a smoker, you don't necessarily miss out on the flavor, but you can get one of these little pipes, and you can fill it with your pellets and light the pellets and put it on your grill, and it'll still smoke up the meat, still give it a good flavor, so nothing missing out here. So we're gonna grab the pork, we're gonna fill up the smoker with the pork and some pellets, and we're getting ready to get these things cooked off. And again, we're gonna let them go for as long as they need, so probably about 12 hours. Again, they're not that big, so it won't take that long. We let it smoke for the first 3 hours, and then we wrap it in tin foil. And the reason why we do it that way is because of the fact that you're not gonna get a lot of smoke into the meat. It's only going to penetrate so far. So that's what we're trying to shoot for. Sorry, everybody's loud. So let's go ahead and get this thing rocking, and we'll be back when they're all done. All right, y'all. The pork has been on the smoker for 3 hours now, and we're going to pull them off with our gloves. We've kept that injection rub, or the injection mixture that we had. The pork has got a really kind of good bark on it, where I like it to be. It's kind of preference level, whatever you want. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pour some of this over the top of the pork, and then wrap it in tin foil and put it back out of the smoker to finish out its cooking process. So I'll show you what we're about to do. All right, as you can see, the pork is off the smoker. Got it on our tin foil. This is about 4 sheets of heavy duty tin foil. And I like the color it's at. We don't want it to be too burnt, because it's just going to take away from what we're eating, for me personally. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this injection rub on it. And now we're just going to wrap it up in some tin foil here. Really get it nice and tight so that we don't get a lot of the liquid. As you see, it will come out. Okay. And it's ready to go back out on the smoker. So we're gonna grab the next one. Let's clean this mess up, and then we'll grab the next one and do the same thing. Okay, this is our last pork here. and we'll wash up these gloves. And get this thing ready to go back on the smoker to finish cooking. So there we go. Both pork's done. Put them on the smoker and let them finish out, and they'll be ready by tonight. Because this process here really locks in all the juices and keeps it moist. All right, the pork is back on the smoker. We're gonna allow it to go again for a little bit longer, and then we'll check back in about, because it's 1:16, we'll give it another 5 hours, and then this way it should be ready to go. All right, y'all, the pork is off the grill, off the smoker, I should say. And let's go ahead and open these bad boys up. Dump these things out. Oh my gosh, the smell is incredible. And as you can see, the bone just pulls right out. And it is tender. That's why we pack them up into these tinfoil cocoons, so this way they can finish up cooking. Look at that bone, right out. And we'll keep all that nice liquid in there. So this way, everything, I mean, look at this. It is tender. It's gonna be so good. The next thing we need to do is make some barbecue sauce. For this one, we're gonna do a vinegar-based barbecue sauce. So I'll put a link in the description or at the end of this video, a little card to show you how to make the barbecue sauce. So let's give this thing a taste. All right, let's give this a taste. That is so good. The smokiness, the sweet and salty flavor of the rub. Boy, you cannot go wrong. So, hope y'all like this recipe. Give it a shot. And if you do make it, let me know how it came out. And again, you don't need a smoker, you just need a grill, and just need to be able to cook it on a low heat with enough smoke for about 3 hours, wrap it, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. So, hope y'all like it. God bless y'all. Until next time, thanks.